for coverage you can count on. This is the KFOX 14 Morning News.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Stephanie Guadian. It is Tuesday. We're going to check in with meteorologist Brad Montgomery for a look at our weather, hoping for some more of that beautiful weather we saw yesterday.
Yeah, it was. In fact, another nice day for today. Quick look outside right now. Here's what we're looking at. 63 degrees Mesilla Valley Transportation. Las Cruces right now, your current temperature is 60. Now, your forecast for today, 83 degrees El Paso. Southwest winds 5 to 15. Las Cruces, about 81. Beautiful today. Changes on the way. More on that coming up. Christine.
Thank you, Brad. Taking a look right now, I do want to show you some video that we had an accident yesterday. Police shut down the Martin Luther King ramp of the Patriot Freeway to clean up a crash last night. Now, a motorcycle and a van crashed just minutes after 11. No one was injured, and the scene was cleared by midnight. So be cautious, you guys travel through any accident. But right now, we want to switch on over to Beat the Traffic. Things are looking great out there. That crash has since cleared. Everything else is looking great. No accidents to report at this time. Stephanie.
Christiane and Brad, thank you both. Convicted Boston Marathon bomber Dzhokhar Tsarnaev will be back in court this morning for the first day of the sentencing phase. He was found guilty on all 30 counts. Those include using weapons of mass destruction, bombing a place of public use, conspiracy, and aiding and abetting. Jurors will have to decide whether he will spend the rest of his life in prison or get the death penalty. Reporter Chris Welch joins us live from Boston this morning with a developing story.
Well, the start of the next phase of the trial is set to begin here in really just a couple of hours. We expect it to begin much in the same way the guilt phase did. The prosecution will begin with opening statements followed by the defense. But one big difference this time around. This time, the jury will decide whether Tsarnaev should face life in prison or death. 2 years and 6 days after a pair of bombs exploded at the Boston Marathon finish line, the jury will begin hearing arguments from the prosecution and defense on whether Dzhokhar Tsarnaev should be put to death. The bombs killed 3 people and injured hundreds more. A 4th victim was murdered while Dzhokhar and his brother Tamerlan were on the run. Tamerlan was killed during a shootout with police. 2 weeks ago, a jury found Tsarnaev guilty on all 30 counts. Now they'll decide his fate. Death penalty or life in prison. His defense attorney Judy Clark will likely push harder to paint Tsarnaev as an impressionable youth under the influence of an older brother bent on jihad. Parents of the youngest victim, 8-year-old Martin Richard, have come out against the death penalty. In a Boston Globe op-ed piece, Bill and Denise Richard write, "The continued pursuit of that punishment could bring years of appeals and prolong reliving the most painful day of our lives." A different view from the city's acting mayor on that fateful day.
I'd like to pull a switch myself because I believe he's guilty and, probably he should forfeit his life. But I think that feeds right into their warped sense of what they believe is important.
Now, that guilt phase of the trial took about a month. They got through 96 witnesses. Only 4 of those witnesses were for the defense. And of course, this time around, we expect the defense to come out swinging a little bit harder because they're going to be trying to keep their client off death row. Reporting live in Boston, I'm Chris Welch. Now back to you.
Chris, thank you. 6 men in Minneapolis are accused of trying to join ISIS in Syria. 4 of the suspects appeared in federal court. Each man answered questions from the judge. They were asked if they understood the charges against them. It was just an initial appearance, so no plea was entered. The judge ordered the 4 held without bail.
We have a terror recruiting problem in Minnesota. And this case demonstrates how difficult it is to put an end to recruiting here. These are focused men who are intent on joining a terrorist organization by any means possible. They never stop plotting another way to get to Syria to join ISIL.
Minnesota's U.S. attorney says an American who reached Syria spent months trying to recruit the men to join him. 2 other suspects were detained in San Diego. Turning to what's popular online right now, a mysterious death of a suspect in custody. 6 Baltimore police officers are suspended this morning. KFOX 14 social media anchor Kajal Dashti shows us new video released by the city's police department. Kajal.
Police released street camera video recorded at the scene where Freddie Gray was first taken into custody, but it only added to the mystery of how he ended up dead. The camera pans but shows nothing that looks like excessive force by police, at least up to the point that he was placed inside a police transport van. This led Baltimore's mayor to conclude that Gray's injuries occurred not on the street, but during transport. Police say Freddie Gray was stopped on suspicion of criminal activity, possibly drug-related, but that doesn't explain all that happened here. Cell phone video and audio on the street at the time of Gray's arrest paint a very disturbing picture. He's on the ground, he's screaming in apparent pain. He's being taken into custody, legs limp. A woman is describing the problem with his legs, but no one's listening. He is then taken to a hospital where he went into a coma and died a week later. But why did it take so long to get this man medical attention, and how did Gray get hurt? Police confirmed that he had severe trauma to his spine, and his family's attorney raises the issue of excessive use of force. The city's mayor has pledged a full investigation. This case has sparked a public outcry in Baltimore, including demonstrations. In the last week, Baltimore's police commissioner has been measured in his comments about the case, citing the active investigation. He did speak at an unrelated event at Johns Hopkins University, where he talked about the community's lack of trust in the police. The story's trending online this morning. Let us know what you think about Freddie Gray's death, and if you think the Baltimore police who transported him were behind it, by messaging us on Facebook or Twitter with the hashtag KFOX14Social. Stephanie?
Thank you. The CEO of Bluebell Creameries issues an apology after the company recalls all of its products. These empty freezers are a result of that recall, stemming from a fear of listeria. Ice cream, frozen yogurt, sherbet, and other frozen snacks are all being pulled from store shelves. Officials say they could potentially be contaminated with listeria. That is an organism that causes serious and sometimes deadly infections in young children, elderly, and people who have weakened immune systems.
Paul Cruzzi, Bluebell Creameries in Brenham, Texas, and I'm the CEO. We are heartbroken over this situation and apologize to all of our loyal Bluebell fans and customers. Our entire history has been dedicated to making the very best and highest quality ice cream we possibly could, and we're committed to fixing the problem.
5 patients in Kansas and 3 in Texas tested positive for the bacteria after eating Bluebell products. If you have any Bluebell products at home, you can return them to the place of purchase for a full refund. 5:06 happening now. Today, students all across Texas are facing the second day of state testing. KFOX 14 Morning News reporter Clarissa Tapia live in East El Paso to show us how some parents are preparing their kids for the test. Clarissa.
Parents tell us kids are feeling the pressure this week as they strive to do their best on subjects like reading, science, and math. And in order to try to keep them as stress-free as possible, the Texas Education Agency says parents should talk to their kids about the test. Let them know the STAR test is no different from regular tests and exams. Make sure they're getting plenty of sleep. It will help them focus. And eat a healthy breakfast, rich in protein. This can help keep their energy up for longer periods of time. Parents we spoke with agree that a good breakfast can be a game changer on test days.
Tomorrow morning he will wake up early, have breakfast, and get to school early so he doesn't get any more nervous. I will probably give him oatmeal with toast and some fruit.
He goes to bed an hour earlier than usually, so you could get up earlier and have a good healthy breakfast. Pancakes, eggs, bacon, tall glass of milk.
The state exams will continue through tomorrow when kids will face reading and science tests. Reporting live in East El Paso, Clarissa Tapia, the KFOX 14 Morning News.
Clarissa, thank you. Often it's said a picture is worth 1,000 words, but one word missing from a picture has people talking this morning.
I just, checked it, make sure I, didn't look dumb or anything, closing my eyes. But I saw that they had removed the word from my shirt, and I was insanely upset.
The word edited off a student's T-shirt. Brad.
And it was nice yesterday. Another nice one for today. A live look outside right now. 62 Mesilla Valley Transportation. Back in the 80s for today, but rain chances now slightly higher. I'll tell you why. The KFOX 14 Morning News, it's coverage you can count on.